So today we have Alexis at YouGlo Clinic in Harley Street, and we're going to do a American facial, and that includes microdermabrasion, LED therapy, and at the end we'll do Botox. So first, we've already cleaned the makeup, obviously leaving the lipstick and the eyelashes, and we'll start with exfoliating the skin. For that, we're using the Skin Truth Salon Skincare. It's a lovely, lovely exfoliator with a lovely smell. Most of the clients love this. It's good for sensitive skin, all types of skin. It's not harsh on the skin. We want to make sure the skin is completely clean before we start any sort of treatment on the face, to reduce the risk of infection and also to really clear the pores. Now we want to make sure that we clean the exfoliator off the skin. Now that the skin is completely clean, we move on to the actual microdermabrasion part. The reason why the skin has to be completely clean and exfoliated before the microdermabrasion is that we have to remove the dirt before we do deep extraction. Now, microdermabrasion, it comes in lots of different forms. We use a very simple form of suction. It's like a vacuum. It will suck the skin up and remove all the dirt from the skin, from deep pores. Microdermabrasion is very good for the skin, for people who don't exfoliate, or maybe the exfoliator might not be right for the skin. When you do the microdermabrasion, you will find with some people that you get a lot of dead skin coming off. Some people who suffer from acne, the reason for that may be because they're just not using the right exfoliator. Because the reason for acne is that your skin produces oil, and if you don't shed the excess skin off, what happens is the skin grows over the pore and locks in the oil. The oil has attracted bacteria, so all the pores have bacteria living in the pore, And if the skin grows over it, it's gonna block that from releasing, and that becomes a whitehead, or it can develop into a posture, what you call an acne. Now, microdermabrasion, as I said, it sort of removes the top layer of the skin, the dead cells, the keratinocytes, and it helps release that dirt or any infection from inside the pores. Another benefit of microdermabrasion is that because it's removing a layer of your skin, it's also anti-aging. So it reduces any fine lines or wrinkles you may have on your skin, and also any blemishes, any scars, and also reduces the appearance of the pores as well, and it removes layers. Now, you may find a few days afterwards that you may continue. Some people continue to shed skin. It's like having a chemical peel, but microdermabrasion is a very mild form of chemical peel. It's also collagen stimulating because of the mechanical movement of the machine over the skin. So it helps firm the skin, lift the face, lift the skin. As I mentioned, you can get microdermabrasion in many different forms, but it doesn't necessarily mean that the bigger machines are any better. As long as you're getting the suction, that's what you want. Because some microdermabrasion equipments, they don't come with suction, and I don't really recommend those. Because you want that suction to really pull the skin up and pull the dirt off the skin. Because there are pores that keep, regardless of how much you exfoliate, you will not be able to drag that dirt from deeper in the skin, and this just helps unblock everything. And also it's good for circulation. So for older people, where they obviously with aging, there's less blood going to the skin, and that helps stimulate more blood flow to the skin, enabling the skin to get more nutrients. So we're just going to change the head now. So we've changed the head to a smaller head, and that will help us to get into these little creases around the nose, get into the eye area, because it's very good for the wrinkles. Alexis is very lucky, she doesn't have many blackheads or, yeah.
That's because I come here.
Yeah. Yes, definitely. Once a month, monthly treatment with microdermabrasion is, I definitely recommend it for people who don't exfoliate or exfoliate once a week. Because the exfoliators you get over the counter, they're just not strong enough. So I always advise, even if you're exfoliating once a week, coming for microdermabrasion.
Highly recommended.
Highly recommended, yes. It's just a nice way just to clear up your skin, you know. And we use a smaller head for the forehead, because the skin on the forehead and around the eyes is thin. So you don't want to be too harsh on that area. It's always good to go over any wrinkles, any blemishes, just to get those removed. So, as you can see, microdermabrasion machines come with a little filter, and that collects all the dirt that you suck in. Can you see?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and I just show that. Don't know if you can. Yeah, you can see how much skin has been removed.
That's
so
a lot.
yeah, it's a lot.
I was only here last month.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's an indicator of not exfoliating or not using a good exfoliator at home.
And the
Okay.
outside air.
And the
ozone.
outside, yes, pollution and yeah. Okay, now that the skin is completely clean, now we do the steam. Now, I have to say, a lot of people, when you read the internet, it always says steam before. If you go to other salons, you'll find that people always steam first, okay? Now, that is not right. Steaming before exfoliation or microdermabrasion is not right, because if you steam when the face is still not clean, you're just drawing more bacteria. When you open the pores with the steam, you're just causing more bacteria to come out and go into the pores. So you only steam when the face is completely clean. So now that we know the face is completely clean, we'll do our steam and the ozone. Ozone is very good for the face. It's just oxygen. So once you do the microdermabrasion, you don't want to close the pores. You don't want to apply any water or anything, any cold water. You don't want to do that. You've cleaned the dirt, so there's no dirt on there, and it's just good to just continue with the rest of the treatment with the steam. Okay. How is the steam? Is it? It's not too
good.
hot, is it?
No.
Okay. So that's the key to steaming. You must make sure that the steam is not too hot to burn the skin. So for those people who steam at home, please check and make sure that the steam is not too hot for your skin.
Oh, this is lovely. I could go sleep.
So now it's okay, because we've already cleaned the face thoroughly, it's okay to open the pores, because once the pores open with the heat, there is no dirt that can go into them. So they're completely open, they're free to absorb what we're going to put on next. So which will be the mask. So again, after the steam, we're not going to apply anything else. We're not going to apply any cold water to close or the toner yet, because we want to make sure that the skin absorbs all the goodness that comes from the mask. Okay, so that was about 10 minutes. So that's finished now. It's always advised maximum sort of 10 minutes. If you really want to, you can go up to 15 minutes with the steam, but I think 10 minutes is ideal. Any longer doesn't really have more of an effect. Okay, so now that that's done and the face is nice and moist and the pores are all open, we'll just move on to the mask. Now for this one, we're using an oxygen spring water purifying and hydrating mask, and what it does, it deeply purifies and with a long-lasting hydrating effect. Now I have to say, I really like the sheet masks. They're easy to apply. They come with a lot of moisture and really good ingredients. You can get these also from the stores, and you can apply these at home. It's just really relaxing and soothing for the skin. If you have any sensitivity, or if you've had a particular bad day, then it's just nice to just give yourself a little bit of time end of the day. Make sure you clean your face thoroughly, and then you can just apply one of these masks. Or if you've been out partying, or have gone meeting some friends, or drinking all night, anything like that, make sure you use one of these the next day. They're very, very good, because any alcohol, lots of coffee, tea, all of this dehydrates the skin. So with this, what we want to do is we want to put back the hydration into the skin. And Alexis here has been partying all night, haven't you, Alexis?
Oh yeah, I went burger and lobster last night.
Okay. So now the mask can stay on for about 15 minutes. Okay, so we've now left that on for 15 minutes. I'm going to take this off. And again, this is what I love these sheet masks. They're very easy to apply and easy to take off. Now, after the mask, I'm now going to close the pores by applying the toner. Now the toner I'm using is a strictly professional for dry, mature skin, and it's with collagen and witch hazel.
Yeah, this is 43-year-old skin.
And we're trying to maintain the skin, isn't it?
We're doing very well.
Yeah. I always say at this age it's very important to focus on anti-aging treatments that are natural. If you just use natural anti-aging treatments, you will not age. Your skin will always remain youthful. It's not all about having Botox and fillers. It's about maintaining the skin at a young age. I would recommend after about the age of 27, you should really start to look at least monthly treatments, whether it's a simple facial, advanced facial, or more natural anti-aging non-surgical treatments such as plasma. That's when you take the blood and you spin it and you just apply the plasma to the skin. So that's what you call the vampire facial. Or whether it's vitamin injections, threads, all of these stimulate collagen synthesis in the skin naturally, and they enable natural anti-aging. Also, the other one is microneedling. Is very good, although microneedling for some people can thin the skin, but for some others can be very, very good. Okay, so that's the toner done. Now we're going to apply the moisturizer. And again, I'm using the strictly professional moisturizer with vitamin E, aloe vera, cucumber, and avocado. Now we use I use this particular brand with these ingredients because aloe vera, after microdermabrasion, aloe vera, cucumber, and avocado are very calming. And then vitamin E just brings back the oil to the skin. This is a problem with people who exfoliate too much. There are some people who exfoliate every day or 2-3 times a day. What that does is removes all the oil from your skin. So actually, when you exfoliate too much, you end up having more breakouts. I've seen clients who have, it's obvious that they've had beautiful skin, but because they started exfoliating too much, they now have breakouts, and they're noticing pores and all sorts of issues with their skin, sensitivity. So I always say, stick to exfoliating once a week, no more than that. And the other thing to avoid are these brushes. These exfoliating brushes are the worst thing that's ever been invented. They are too harsh for the skin, they make the skin sensitive, and they actually cause you to get more acne because it removes all the oil from your skin. that's why when you apply moisturizer, you must make sure that it's got some sort of a oily ingredient, so like vitamin E or any other sort of oily based. If you have quite a dry skin and you're exfoliating, then it's very important to have an oil based little bit of oil. But if you already have oily skin and you suffer from acne because of that, then it's better to use a moisturizer that is oil reducing. For people who have suffered from acne because they've exfoliated too much, so 2-3 times a week, and they now have spots, the best way to overcome that is just to apply some oil to the skin every night. So facial oils, coconut oil, anything that you can, but nothing too heavy, just a little bit to the skin, or just add a little bit in the palm, add the oil, add your moisturizer, just mix them and then apply it to your skin. That's really, really good in the evening and just replaces the oil that your skin has lost because of over exfoliation. Okay, so now that the moisturizer is done, we will now go to the final part of this, or I should say, just the second part of the treatment, which is the LED therapy. Now, LED is very good for, again, if you suffer from any breakouts, or if you have sensitive skin, or if you have, if the skin is sort of damaged, LED will kill all the bacteria in the acne. It will help stimulate collagen, so repairs the skin. It stimulates, again, blood flow. So it's a very good sort of therapy to end the treatment with. Of course, in this case, with the American facial, we have one more step, which is the Botox. But if this was a normal facial for either, if this was an acne treatment, then this would be the last step. So we're just going to leave that for 10 minutes. The other advantage of this, using it at the end of any facial, not just for acne treatment, is that it calms the skin. So you'll find that sometimes during facial, especially with microdermabrasion, the skin might go a little bit red, it might be a little bit more sensitive. So applying the LED at the end, the light just helps to calm the skin down. Okay, so again, we'll just leave that for 10 minutes. Okay, so we left the LED light for 10 minutes and that's now done. So that part of the treatment is now over. The third and the final part of American facial is Botox. Botox we're going to apply to, so with Botox there's 3 areas. So one is the glabella or the frown lines here, to treat that. One area is the forehead lines, to treat these, and one is crow's feet or the lines around the eyes. Where would you like? What's your main concern, Alexis?
My eyes, around the eyes.
Around the eyes. Okay,
Yeah.
so we're going to treat around the eyes. Now, what we're looking for is, can you do a smile? Okay, so obviously she's had a treatment, so she looks amazing at the moment. So we can't really see any lines around those eyes.
Okay.
But okay, well, if it's the eyes, then we will apply the Botox there. Okay, so we've done the Botox. Even though I know Alexis wanted it around her eyes, there wasn't any wrinkles you could see around the eyes. So instead, we opted for the actual horizontal, to treat the horizontal lines on the forehead. Okay, and because she's got such nice skin and very fine lines, we didn't actually need to apply too much. So just a couple of injections there, and that should treat. The Botox will. The brand we used is Azalea, and that will also, you will see some effect immediately, but also the final result will be after 14 days. So we will check back in 14 days. So that's all done for now. Alexis, how do you feel?
I feel good.
So
I
we'll
feel
just have a
clean.
look. Yeah, so as you can
Fresh.
see, yeah, it's much brighter. The skin is much brighter. It's much cleaner, as you can see, and the skin tone also it's much improved.
It feels much lighter, like you've taken a lot of dead skin off. Yeah.
Perfect. Would you recommend this treatment? Did you enjoy it?
Yes, I did. Everything. I nearly fell asleep.
Excellent. All right, well, thank you for watching.